To another edition of Big Board Battles, and today I present the rematch between DJ Dirty Business and the Lusty Lads of the Warriors of the Dark Gods and Empire of Sonstal. I'm hoping I spelled that right. Like I said in my last episode, I played two games against this guy. My last episode was the first game where I took a magic list where I had a shamanism wizard. In this list, I did away with magic, and he adjusted a few things. He changed his mage chariot thing, the one that gives an aura buff, to a different kind that gives a different buff. The last one was lightning reflexes. I think this one is the distraction one, if I remember correctly. And instead of a mortar, he took a volley gun instead. Just to see how it would work, and he played around with some points, and I played around with some points too. Instead of the Hell Riders, you'll notice I have the Wolfhounds, and I did add a Nine-Tailed Standard and an Aether Banner into my list, and obviously I replaced the Wizard with a Lord of Pestilence on a Demon Steed, so it's a fun game, and and again, this is just testing to see how viable a non-magic list is in version 1.2. So without further ado, let's get on to the battle. And we didn't change the terrain up. We wanted to keep it relatively simple. DJ Dirty Business is up on the rooftops, throwing a house party, victory party for his last battle. Couldn't be bothered to come back for a second round. But this is how I set up. You'll notice the red standard in the Chosen of Lust on the left side of my screen is a Nine-Tailed Standard, and it gives all infantry within 12 inches an extra movement. So both of those fallen units are movement 7. Those are fallen units, Fallen of Wrath. And I also kept my other unit of Lust Chosen behind my Dragon Centaurs so they could be in the 12-inch bubble. I put my my third, I should say, with the Aether Banner, Lust Chosen, over on that side. And I dropped first. I deployed everything first round. I wanted to just set it up. I had enough movement to adjust to whatever he was going to do. So we did Vanguards and Scouts, and this is how it ends up. Again, the crossbow bolt thrower looking thing is a volley gun. And remember, he's proxying his elven armies as Empire. And so all the knights, you may look, oh, those look like elves. No, they're actually very elvish looking humans. The Phoenix in the back is his mage chariot thing. Well, the arcane engine, I think it's called. He has 2 units of handgunners and a bunch of knights, basically. So there we are. He has skirmishers with pistols as scouting units in his chaff, and they're very good chaff. In fact, in both games, they gave me a lot of problems. So yeah, this is how it looks out. I kept my list again relatively the same. The model that was a wizard last time, the white looking unpainted demon steed guy, he is my Lord of Pestilence, and he has a Crown of Scorn. He has a Bluffer's Helm. He has I debated giving him Necrotic Miasma, but I decided against it. And he also has a Sword of Strength. I'm sure I'm forgetting something he has, but he's kitted out, and he's oh yeah, I gave him a ward save. No, I didn't. I gave him the Dusk Stone. That's it. So he has a 1-up rerollable, no ward save, no regen or anything like that. Anyway, so I go first, and this is what I did. I kind of closed the door, and I kind of retreated on the right side, just so I didn't give him any easy charges there. And I'm trying to just reposition, maybe draw him in. My big heavy hitters, my 3 EDCs, just go straight up the middle, daring anything and everything to come at him. And my dogs just kind of move to chaff certain things. And there we are. So I have no magic and I have no shooting. So my turns are very quick when there is no combat. So we immediately go to bottom of 1, and he does move. He goes to chaff up all 3 of my EDCs with those damn skirmishers that they don't collapse when you charge them anymore. So that's fun. You can't see it in this picture, but my dogs are on the other side, and they're getting the stuffing kicked out of them by a dual charge, just to get rid of them, get them off the table. I forget what happened to my other dogs. He also shot a bit. He pistol-eared him to death, and then the volley gun took aim and put 2 wounds on my halberd dragon centaur, so that was fun. Nothing really happens in magic in his phase. Again, the ether banner let me dispel what I needed to dispel. He got off a couple useless spells. He's taking a thaumaturgy this time. So yeah. And we go to the top of 2. So I don't want to get bogged down too much here with those chaff. I don't want all 3 to just kind of hit him. And I know he's going to countercharge with his knights. So I charge with 1 EDC, the wounded one. He's going to be my sacrificial lamb this game. And I reposition the other 2 to, if he survives, get a good flank charge. And even if he doesn't and they run into my chosen, I can go after his pistoliers. I can go after his volley gun. I have several targets here that I can pursue if I need to. My fallen kind of block my unit of less chosen, because I'd much rather him get into the fallen and tear them up than get into my lust chosen with the 9-tailed standard. You can't see it off screen here, but my BSB and my Lord, they just kind of go over there, position so they are out of charge range, basically. One of my dogs did survive the shooting bonanza and is chaffing up his unit of knights. The Redders, if they want to charge me, go ahead, feel free. I am Riders. I'm not sure how you tell them. My Lust Chosen back up. Their movement 6, which isn't as much as Knights, but they're quite maneuverable. So I'm having, just in case he gets out of position, or just in case I need to go and support my left flank or the middle, I'm free to do so. Just give me flexibility. I don't want to overcommit at this point. Again, I have no magic and I have no shooting. This is a better picture of that charge. Combat goes about as you would expect. I overrun. It was a long bomb. I needed like a 11 to get into his knights. I tried, but mostly I overran. If I would have gotten in, great. But mostly I'm trying to keep him from just getting too free into my middle there. He has to go through this guy, which is as designed. And he does. This is his bottom of 2. He charges on my left flank. He charges my fallen, exactly according to my plan. And on the middle, he debates charging with both units, but just the way it was positioned, it would be weird for him. And so he decides just to charge with his general's unit and move the chariot up so he can get the protection there. He moves his one group of readers, or whatever, the pistolier mounted cavalry, over to shoot at my lust chosen again. And those things hurt. He chaps up my BSB. He moves his second unit, his unpainted unit, to shoot at my lord. And he charges the dogs. And that is where we sit. Better picture of that charge there, and I'm fairly worried. I'll probably lose combat. We'll see. Better picture there. I'm not sure what to think about this. If he flubs his saves, I'll be okay. Because I got a lot of attacks coming in at him. And during magic and shooting, oh no, he puts 5 wounds on this guy from the 4 from the volley gun, and he does that thaumaturgy spell where you have to roll a d6 and compare them, and you'll lose wounds by whatever the difference is, and the difference was 1, so I lost another wound there. And then he gets the Hand of God off. Just boom, right there. Oh my god. And right in the middle of everything. I don't like it, but it's what happened. I couldn't stop it, unfortunately. We'll see. Combat. It goes okay. I lose combat. But I do kill 2 of these guys. He kills 7 of my guys. No, 6, something like that. He kills a lot. It's not a minor, minuscule amount. I do lose combat, but I stay. I needed a 2, and I stay. I didn't want to stay. I wanted them to break and run so my Lust Chosen can countercharge or get some good attacks in. But alas, it is not to be. So, yeah. This is the top of 3. My Elder Dragon Centaur there, he got a minus toughness off on him. And I take 3 more wounds, but I'm able to just rip through his knights. And I lose combat, but it's not by much, and I stay. I charge in my Lust Chosen to support, and just give me some combat res there, and hope, basically. My Fallen just move up. They charge too, but they don't make it. And my Elder Dragon Centaurs charge as well. No one makes anything this time. And I don't know. I don't know if I charged them or if I forgot to move them. But anyway, they just standing there and waiting for the Hand of God to come smite them. My Lust Chosen, which were behind my Fallen on my left side, I move them over, and again, that 14-inch march range, I test a march, and I pass. It's just amazing. With the light troops, it's just so good. I do some repositioning, various places. I get my Lord and my BSB kind of to the side of his knight bust there, just, again, so I can have some good charges next turn if I need to, and it keeps me out of his charge range. I'm just keeping my options open at this point. I'm trying not to overcommit. I'm seeing what happens. I'm playing very cautiously. It's allowing him to shoot at me more, but again, I can survive it. I can weather the storm because honestly, he's rolling pretty good for shooting, but he's not killing things. He's plinking here, plinking there, but units aren't going down. And so this is what it looks like. There's a better picture of that combat, and it'll go how it goes. It depends how many ones he rolls, to be honest with you. And here is a better picture of all that madness. And yeah, so combat, my Fallen, we both flub. He wins combat. By 1. I break. Now, when I needed a 7, that's when they decide to run, when I don't need them to. He pursues, he can't catch. Over here, he kills 3 units. I kill 3 units. I win combat, but he stays. The comet comes down during the magic phase, I believe. I think it's the magic phase. Anyway, kills some Fallen, does nothing to anyone else except directly hits that Dragon Centaur right in the forehead and kills him instantly. So at the bottom of 3, this is what we have. He sends his skirmishers over to block my Lust Chosen, because why would he not? The Fallen do take quite a few wounds, actually. from the comet. Um, yeah. His arcane engine charges in to the Lust Chosen just to help him out. And his skirmishers decide to surround my lord there. That's awesome, I guess, if he wants to do that. And he did, apparently. And so, they're telling him to drop his weapons. My Lord of Pestilence isn't exactly scared at this point, but, it's good on him for trying. This combat goes weird. I kill all his unit except for his general, and he kills the rest of my chosen. Mostly with impact hits. I don't know who I think he won, and he just repositions his chariot, or his arcane engine, I'm sorry, and I stick again. Again, I don't need, I didn't lose by much, I don't believe, and we just stick, and that's where we are. And yeah, so my turn. I charge his skirmishers over there, because not gonna do much else. My other Elder Dragon Centaur gets into the side of his unit of riders there, which had failed a charge against my Fallen. And my Fallen charge his volley gun, because screw that thing. My Lord of Pestilence my BSB charges his arcane engine, and my Lord of Pestilence passes his march test and just again gets a better position, because he's still got 2 full night buses on the table. I don't like him. His wizard's still casting spells left and right. Again, mixed effectiveness. That Hand of God was really good, but that was, I think, one of the only effective spells he had. Even the -1 toughness on my, and it was the continue to roll thing. The roll 4 up for H4 up, it reduces by 1 or whatever. He only got the 1 toughness. It wasn't terrible, but it could have been terrible. But it was just it's so random. Better picture of that charge. I'm feeling good about that. In combat, I of course eat his readers and riders, the pistoliers. I eat them and I overrun, and that's where I am. I do eat his war machine, his arcane engine. I eat it. I overrun, and boom, right in the side of that combat and that general, which happens. We both, I think I do 2 wounds to him, but because of the combat res, he fails. I run him down, and that is where we end up. I do win my combat with Fallen. The Fallen do enough wounds to the volley gun and just straight up kill it, and they overrun into the side of that flank. They're right next to the wizard. That's fun. I'm going to eat it before I die. That's the hope. So bottom of 4, this is what he does. He maneuvers his night bus that he still can maneuver to kind of just look at my EDCs and do what he can at this point. The unit of knights that have been chasing my Fallen, they get it eventually, and they turn around to hopefully get in my side there, or again support who he needs to support. And top of 5, yeah, nothing else happens in Magic. Top 5, this is what it looks like. I do not charge with my Elder Dragon Centaur. I just place the 5 wound guy like right in the front, saying, "Come at me, man! Like, let's do this." My BSB charges his unit of Pistoliers. My Lust Chosen charges the other unit of Pistoliers and takes a few wounds coming in, but they're still strong. ITP, you know me. DJ Dirty Business is playing it long and loud, and inspires my Lord of Pestilence and the other group of Lust Chosen, which again needed like a 9 to get in the side there, but I'm re-rolling so I do it all day. And so I got his night bus there and a sandwich, which is awesome. Um, yeah. Oh, during combat, I didn't do a single wound to his wizard, but he didn't do a single wound back. And so there we sat. He passed his test. Or I think we might have even drawn combat. I forget. Either way, he stays, I stay. We're all friends there. Okay, and so first off, we do the combat, and I kill his wizard. He kills one of my guys back in return, but I win combat. He breaks, and I kill him. I chase him down and kill him. And hooray! My BSB eats that unit of Pistoliers. My Lust Chosen eats the other unit of Pistoliers. And my sandwich, I challenge with my lord. He accepts with his BSB. And I just flatten him. It's not even close. And I kill 3 or 4 other knights. I don't know if I even take a single wound in return, to be honest with you. And that's when he calls it. He has 3 knights left on the board and a group of skirmishers. And he didn't want to finish it out, and I don't blame the guy. His dice turned on him in a couple key points. He did have some good rolls, but when he needed them, they just weren't there for him. Yeah, so DJ Dirty Business killing it on the dance floor once more. Even without magic, the 3 EDC list is super powerful. In fact, I really didn't miss magic much. I did miss it in the sense that I would have liked to be able to participate in more than just 2 phases of the game, movement and combat, and not being able to at least try to get something off each turn was psychologically, to me, it was like I felt the emptiness of that turn. But you know what, man? The investment of the Lord was a pretty good investment. It did a lot, I think. I'm not sure if it... Again, I'm torn on if I like magic or not. I just can't... I can't get around the fact that it's just too expensive for being weaker. It's more expensive and it's less powerful, and I don't know if I'll be taking it. This list performed very well. This Crown of Scorn is cheaper than a Dispel Scroll, and it does the same thing. My Lord of Pestilence was killer with a 1-up rerollable and Bluffer's Helm, so he's going to have to reroll to wound me, and if you're attacking me in the front, it's -1 to hit. That guy's just not going to take any wounds. The Bluffer's Helm really protects him from lethal strikes, and the 1-up rerollable is basically a cheap man's ward save, and it could be a better than 4-up ward save if they have strength 5 or less. So that, my friends, is the game. And I'm just going to do some closing thoughts. I'm trying different things at the ends of these battle reports, so please tell me what you think is best. Is it the MVP section? Is it the closing thoughts section? Do you want something else? Let me know. So yeah, Magic underperforms. It just underperforms straight up. It's not... The points you invest in it are probably best spent elsewhere. That's my gut feeling at this point. This is what games, the 4 of 5 now, the 5 games I've had have borne out. It's too early to tell for certain. And by all means, Magic isn't useless. In certain armies and in certain styles of play, it still can be very useful. Bound spells are very useful. In general, bound spells have gotten a power boost, I've felt, just from what they have access to, or the best of what spells now have to offer. Part of the problem with the current Magic is a lot of the spells out there that you have that you have are useless. And I won't go through them all here, but suffice it to say that you're only like, I don't know, Magic just underperforms. Best way I can say it. The ratios, the new style of list building, they need to balance it better. The Empire guy complained because he only had 30 or 35%, I forget which, hero choice. I think it was 30. And he couldn't fit what he wanted to fit, really. Whereas I can fit things all day in my Wars of the Dark God list. I think our ratios are, bar none, the best ratios out there. 15% core, 40% characters, 35% empowered or monsters or whatever now. I can get everything I want. I don't have to really sacrifice anything. The 3 EDCs is just crazy. Again, this is 5,000 points. It was balanced for 4,500 points, but everyone I know and everyone I want who I have access to plays 5,000. And that's, maybe it's just my area. I don't know. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it's not going to be Warhammer I'm sorry, it's not going to be Ninth Age anymore. It still feels the same. Different units made it to the table. It's kind of a different style, but it's the same girl, but in a different dress. I guess she did her hair up, and it's going to take some getting used to. The differences, and again, I'm not sure if it's better or worse at this point. I think the balance is just way off now. And again, I do not like what they did with Magic, but we will see. Chosen of Lust are awesome. The maneuverability they have just makes them great. Paired weapons, and they're pretty, like, they're priced right, I feel. Like, okay, when I say balance is off, I mean balance is all over the place. They got Chosen, boom, dead on. And a few other units, boom, dead on in pricing. But there are some weird decisions. Crushers got more expensive. Excuse me? Like, they were not a good unit to begin with. And they're even more expensive now. I don't understand, but whatever. Things will be adjusted as we go. Wizards getting more expensive is silly too, but again, I'll get off the Magic thing. Hell Riders. When I first started playing Warriors, I took Hounds because everyone's like, oh, take Chaos Hounds, take Warhounds. They're the best, cheapest chaff, and they were super cheap. And they were in core, so I was like, okay, I'll get a couple units of these, see how they do. They're not very good chaff. I mean, they're okay. But they're predicated upon you getting the first turn, which sometimes I don't want. Sometimes I want to be able to go last and claim that objective at the very end. You know what I mean? Hell Riders are golden for this, just for their march range, for their ability to make people stupid, and just get in the way. Yeah, they're 190 points or so now, which 85 of the old points. They're expensive. They're, I think, almost double the price of Warhounds, but they're more than double how effective they are because they can get where they need to get. They're more survivable. They have a 4-up as opposed to a 5-up armor, so not much more survivable, but still. And, yeah, they got a point increase, but they're still golden in my book. I'll still take them. And I gotta say, I don't know about the Nine-Tailed Standard. Like, it was helpful, and I liked it, but I didn't like it enough for 80 points to be put on it. Does that make sense? I'll have to work with it again and try it a couple more times. But again, this was a rematch. Just to kind of prove my point about, look how broken this army is. I can beat you even with no magic. Ha ha ha. And you know, is in the guy I was playing against, top-notch player, one of the best in our area. He wasn't a slouch. Dice rolls went poorly on occasion, but that happens to everyone. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I talk a lot, but that's why you love me, right? Subscribe, leave some comments.